Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for interviewing me. I'm Stephanie. SBG is for my name, which is Stephanie Belbin, and then my married name, Godderson. And I'm an illustrator based in Bangkok. I just moved here though. I'm half Thai, half British, but I was raised in the US. Been living overseas for the last 15 years. I just moved from Tokyo. I lived here before in 2013, and then I had my first daughter here, and then we moved to Tokyo, and we were there for 5 years, and it was great, but we just feel more connected, especially I do, culturally. Mom lives here, and my dad lives in Chiang Mai, and I think if, COVID has taught us anything, it's that family is so important, and seeing them is really important. So we just wanted to come back and be closer with family. Predominantly illustration, and it started with portraits. So I do a lot of portraits, and that's sort of my business at the moment, which is custom portraits for real people who just like a portrait of their family or of their pet or of a friend, and they contact me and I'll do a portrait. And I used to do them by hand. I used to use Posca pens. You know those Posca pens? They're like those markers. And I would scan them in and then work on them digitally. But then I bought one of those big tablets, and ever since then I've been working digitally, and it's really changed the way that I work, but it still has my style, the same essence. I definitely do a lot of portrait work, and that's kind of my bread and butter, but I do a lot of personal work, and I'm really inspired by what's around, like what country I'm living in. Well, I don't know. It starts when you're really little. You just draw all the time, and one adult tells you that your drawings are nice and that you're really good at it, so you continue to do it as you grow up. And I never really knew that it could be something that I could do every day as a career. I think I used to just consider myself a doodler. I just doodled on everything. When I went to university, I studied at the Open College of the Arts in the UK, and I was studying visual communications, and I took an illustration course, and I was like, well, this is what I love to do. I don't know why I didn't know that this was something I could do. It took me till I was in my late 20s to figure that. That's basically where I've been and where I started creating. But I would like to do more, and I hope that there's more of a future for me in that industry. Yeah, definitely. I think I've always loved Friedrich Hundertwasser. It's like an Austrian architect, painter, and his colors and use of line, and it's really organic, and he's got a lot of concentric circles and lines, and it just really inspired my work. And I think that was a really big influence for me. And then obviously certain portrait artists. I follow a lot of people on Instagram actually, and I just love looking at what everyone's doing. There's a illustrator, I think he's based out of the UK, who does a lot of this Japanese style artwork. And I think it's NVM, maybe that means never mind, I'm not sure. NVM illustration. I just love his work. I think it's fantastic. So. Yeah. I had an exhibition this year, actually. It was in February in Japan, and it was sort of a community exhibition where I had a couple of friends who are artists and musicians. We did a joint exhibition, and a lot of it was really inspired by when COVID hit. I started doing a lot of artwork related to COVID and Japan. For me, I think it started with when I saw a picture in the paper, and it was sumo wrestlers wearing masks, and I just thought, oh my gosh, what is this world? This is in the beginning of when it all started, and I was like, to draw this, I can't believe this. And it just kind of started from there, and I created this whole series. And I think through that, as a whole, the entire collection, I couldn't say one piece in particular. I just loved it because I think I really pushed my boundaries in color and also just composition. And so for me, that's been a really big plus. But I'm really moving towards a lot of the work now with my inspiration coming back to Thailand. And so I really do love that little tuk-tuk piece as well. I just have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Yes, I am. I definitely am working digitally, but I have noticed that I'm starting to go back to pen and paper, just with my doodling again. I've been studying again. I'm doing a postgrad in education and I'm listening to lectures. And the best way for me to listen is to draw. While I'm listening, I can't just stare at the screen or listen. If my hand is not occupied, then I'm not listening. So I started doing a lot of doodles and I was like, well, this is cool. And I never do anything like this on my iPad. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe start sketching again and then maybe scanning some in and then working digitally from there. It's not easy. I've got 2 young girls right now and my time is really devoted to them. So I really can't take on a lot of projects. But since moving to Thailand, I feel like I have a lot more opportunity. My family's here to help. And, it's great. Like, I'm always inspired by my 5-year-old's drawings as well. So I just feel like as a mother, you can do anything. You're just really tired all the time. Well, I just say go for it. Just do it and share it. I think that's the most important thing. There's a book called Show Your Work, and it really is exactly what you should do because it doesn't matter even if it's not completed or you don't like it. Like, you should just share it and just keep doing it. Like, sketch out some time to do it. I like to watch TV and movies, but I'm always drawing. I'm not saying that people should only draw and not follow anything else. If you want to be an artist, I think the most important thing is just to continuously practice and then share your work because people are going to like it. I mean, I feel the same way. I don't have a huge amount of followers on my social media accounts. They're mostly my friends. A lot of my work is really, I don't reach that many people. I try by adding like hashtags and things like that so that it could be shared, but I don't really know if I could give good advice for that because I'm kind of in the same boat. I honestly feel similar. What I have been doing is submitting to contests. The issue with that is sometimes you have to pay for it, like, $20 to submit, but you never know if your work is going to be picked up or if someone's going to like it and it's going to be shared. It can be demoralizing if you feel like you're not getting the likes, but I think the point really is that you're putting it out there and you're doing that for yourself as well. I don't know. It was hard. Honestly, sometimes to this day, I think, like, do I have one particular style? I'm not sure. And I see other artists and they have their set style. So I fully understand this question and feel it. Like, I relate to it so much. All I can say is I really found something when I started using a specific material. I experimented with so many things. I've done watercolor, I've done acrylics, I did so many different things. But once I found those pens, it really changed like the way that I was working. Those Posca pens fully changed my style. I grew from that and gained confidence in that when I found a material that I loved to work with, and then it started to develop, my style started to develop around that. However, I still feel like my style is constantly evolving. So I don't know. Thank you. Thanks for talking with me. It was really nice to meet you.